New Zealand Defence Force is heading to the Solomon Islands in a bid to restore peace and solidarity after days of rioting, violence, deaths and a humanitarian crisis facing the capital Honiara this morning, with protesters calling for the removal of the country's Prime Minister. Our Foreign Affairs Minister is Nanaia Mahuta and she's with us this morning. Morena.
Morena, Ryan, kia ora.
So what's the mission here, Minister?
Yeah, look, we were asked formally by the Prime Minister Sugarave to offer support and help. As you've already noted, there was significant rioting, loss of life and damage to property. So when we received that formal request, Cabinet made a decision to send a joint deployment of New Zealand Defence Force and police personnel to go over and support the peacekeeping effort, but also stabilising the situation. Things are
getting pretty heated. Things are getting pretty dangerous there. Are you worried about our troops or our police officers being hurt?
Well, the latest report on the ground is that things have stabilised somewhat, and that the role of our team will be to go into Honiara and support the clean-up, but also undertake greater efforts around stabilising the situation.
It's obviously quite...
We are concerned that... Sorry?
No, sorry, you continue. You cut out for a second there, Minister, but you're back.
Yes. Well, in terms of the operational protocols, we are ensuring that our people are able to undertake their role and are protected, but also in a COVID environment that they're protected as well.
They're all armed. What are their orders if they, do find themselves in a hostile situation?
As I say, the latest reports on the ground from our people who are there is that things have stabilised somewhat. There may well be other skirmishes over the next few days. That is why New Zealand is joining Australia, PNG and Fiji on the ground to undertake peace-keeping activities, as well as helping to support businesses and communities in the clean-up since the rioting occurred earlier this week. Yeah,
I know you're saying it's about peace, but we've seen this with Honiara before. We've seen this with Solomon Islands before. Things can change very, very quickly, even with the, with Ramsey, when Ramsey was involved years ago now. So are they all armed, and are they able to defend themselves should they need to?
Look, New Zealand has been working in this area for a long time. We've got a really good reputation in terms of undertaking peacekeeping activities and, importantly, working with the community, and that's the basis upon which we're sending our people there. Again, we're joining Australia, PNG and Fiji, who all have similar activities around the peacekeeping security aspect of our mission.
Have you been under any pressure from China to get involved? Because there's been concern expressed by Beijing about Chinese nationals in Honiara, in and around the city, who are under attack from some of those protesters. Have you had any contact from the Chinese?
Look, New Zealand's response is based solely on a formal ask from Solomon Islanders, the Prime Minister in particular, in a formal written letter to support the peacekeeping efforts that are being undertaken. Australia is already there, so is PNG and Fiji, and that's the basis upon which we've responded.
So you've had no communication, no requests for assistance, nothing from China on this?
Our response is purely
I know you're saying,
in relation to a written ask from the Solomon Islands.
I appreciate that, but have you had any pressure or communication from China? Chinese embassy here. Okay. All right, good to know. Well, we will, in terms of how long they'll be there, obviously Ramsey lasted for years. That was a slightly different situation. Do you expect, as Scott Morrison has indicated, this will just be a couple of weeks?
This is a short-term deployment, and that is the basis upon which we have responded to the formal request from the Solomon Islands.
What does short-term mean?
Well, up to about 30 days, we anticipate.
Minister, thank you very much for your time this morning. We really appreciate it. Foreign Affairs Minister Nanaia Mahuta with us. It has just gone now 16 minutes after 7 o'clock.